ready.
Yeah, Shrey's in a good headspace now. Can you walk us through what you're doing? Also, because some people will be watching on video, some people are listening on like Spotify. So we'll get our little read through guide.
I'm ready for your first reading, Shrey.
I'm so excited.
Okay. So first things first, I cannot tell you your future.
Okay.
I can't tell you if you're going to die. I don't know people's names in your life. I'm not psychic. I'm not a medium. Like spirits are not coming and sitting down and chatting with us.
Okay.
Like maybe they're chatting with me and then I'm just chatting with you. Casual.
Okay.
The way the tarot works is I could choose to pull a bunch of cards for you and just tell you what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could choose to ask me a question. Like you could say, Alexis, I'm having a really hard time in, my career right now. And I feel like maybe I actually should be trying to look for a new job, but I'm afraid because we're potentially going to a recession. Like, is it a good time to look for a new job? Is it not a good time? If there's a specific question, like I'm dating somebody, I want to know if they're the one. We could pull a card and see what the card is to maybe give you an indication. Or it could be like, I have 0 questions. I just want to see what happens.
I don't have any questions off the top of my head.
Okay.
So maybe let's just go with the cards.
Okay. Okay. So this is my deck of cards. I'm knocking on it 3 times. I'm clearing energy. I'm going to shuffle. As I'm shuffling, I need you to just be like really relaxed and open to any potential like messages that come through.
Everyone just relax.
Like try not to have any expectations, but also if there is something that you're like, I don't really want to say this out loud, but I'm hoping you touch on, put all of your energy in that place.
Okay. All right, I'm open.
The cards are sticking.
The cards are pretty.
Ooh.
Are you ready for Shrey 2.0?
Yeah.
Are we?
We're not friends anymore.
Please don't tell him to like cut friendships and end his podcast.
And this is the last episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. All right, so this one card just came out of the deck, which means that this is a message that's absolutely meant for you. So we're not going to touch her. We're going to now choose from the top. The Sun, the Tower. Okay, wow. This is a reading about your career. So you have 2 major arcana cards and you have 2 minor arcana cards.
Okay.
The way that this works is the minor arcana cards, you have pentacles. Pentacles are career, money, finances.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your career.
Okay.
The order of the cards is telling the story. So there was a moment in time where you were really feeling confident, like literally it was your time to shine.
Okay.
Maybe you got a promotion. Maybe you were just crushing it at work. You were just feeling confident. You're like, yeah, this is the right path.
Yeah.
There was or there will be some kind of shakedown.
Okay.
And the obstacle is only for your higher power, your higher self, but it will feel unexpected. And maybe this has already happened, but it will be kind of like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Like I thought that things were going well, or like I thought that I was crushing that project. And then all of a sudden I feel like I'm starting over.
Mm-hmm.
And you're building. So you can see how this man, this is the 8 of Pentacles. He's really just focused on his craft.
Yeah.
Like, he is grinding. He can't even look up and see how much money, how much success is, there for him that he's built because he's so heads down. And on the other side of that, like really rebuilding and starting over, you have the 4 of Pentacles, which is you now actually like holding what you've built and recognizing that you reached the place that you got through this mess and you're succeeding. More money, more success. I mean, this is like so clearly a reading about your career. I'm curious if it's resonating. I'm curious like what the shakedown is / could be. But wow. And then we have the Death card, which you manifested by bringing it up earlier.
Yeah.
Which happens so often. The thing that we're the most afraid of always comes out. And so this is essentially saying like, while you'll get through whatever this hardship is and you'll rebuild, there's always another thing that you could be dropping to continue living in this space and not like reverting backwards.
Yeah, this is kind of resonating.
Is it?
Tell us how.
I mean, I feel like you were about to say something.
I feel like she just fucked you up, dude.
Yeah, I guess in my job, so for the last 7 years, I've been kind of doing the same job, and I've been trying to kind of figure out what to do next. And I've been trying to actually like go maybe towards a creative design type of role, which has been different than kind of like the strategy position I've been doing. But it does kind of feel like I'm having to take a step back or like start something new. And then also I feel like, I don't know, I maybe have other projects that I'm working on, like maybe the podcast, or maybe it's like music where I'm like just heads down working, and I don't necessarily actually recognize like some of the things that I have done. Yeah, I don't know. This is there's definitely like some corollaries of what you just pulled and like what's happening in my life.
So as you're opening up and you're talking, I'll pull more cards, and I pulled the 7 of Cups. And cups are emotions, and this is like, I have so many choices, like I have so many different avenues that I haven't fully explored all of them, or I can't decide which ones are worth my most effort. And because I pulled it after the Death card, it's asking like, what can you drop to pick up something that means more to you in this moment of your life, in this space and time, so that you don't have to be so heads down on maybe every facet, but you could just be enjoying one or two more fully.
Yeah, that's
The Emperor is you in this spread. Sometimes we show up in our own spreads, and it's talking about energy or personality traits that you should be manifesting. And the Emperor, you can see he's literally sitting on a throne, like such a badass, this dude who just like knows who he is. He has all the authority. He has all the power to make his dreams come true. Like you need to channel that energy. It's like drop what's not serving you, pick up what you actually want or what you think maybe you want, and then fully go for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, I do kind of struggle with that, of like kind of what you were talking about earlier, of like intuition, and then I don't know, I always think about like what other people are thinking, and I try to strive to be like the Emperor, but it's kind of tough.
Yeah. Other people aren't living your life. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
And other people don't have your talents. Like I can see that you are creative and you're talented. Like there are quite literally 7 things that you could decide to do right now.
Yeah.
Maybe you've only unlocked 3 of them. Like that's cool to think about.
Yeah.
If none of the things actually feel like the thing, then like find the thing.
Man,
this is awesome.
The cards read you like a fucking
butt.
butt.
I was gonna say Justin and I are sitting here grinning because like half the stuff is things we would just tell you. Also, like Shrey, you should look up. You've built so many cool things. Like appreciate all that you've accomplished.
I don't really know you. I mean, we've met a handful of times, but like you're very accomplished. I rarely do I get somebody that pulls almost all pentacles.
Yeah.
So like also take a moment to congratulate yourself for getting to this place, and like release some pressure that you have to continue doing more or finding more. It's only if you want to. Like allow yourself to bask in the sun a little bit. You know?
Man, this is like what I need to hear today.
Yes. And that is my purpose on earth. Like I actually just like, I feel so fulfilled.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me do that.
No, thank you.
That was crazy.
That was really good.
And
you're really good at your craft.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know me also like super well. Like
I've read like a paragraph by paragraph take on like, your development in the last like 2 years.
Yeah, we have a separate meeting where we just talk about you, but we're just gonna have Alexis read you.
Because I'm thinking like, you're holding down a full-time job, you just got a promotion, you have like 6 other like personal projects, and you're doing a portfolio, and you're kind of looking for design jobs, but you haven't like fully leapt off the cliff.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, oh, like maybe that's your push to like go for the thing that you've been kind of working, you've been working towards it, but you haven't like fully leapt.
Yeah.
There is potential here that like there's one thing that you're holding on to a little bit too tightly that could be what's either like crushing or not allowing some other things to come to fruition. Like sometimes this is also a warning.
Yeah, I do like, I think about this a lot of like money, of like,
There's a lot of money here, Shrey.
I know.
Like there's a lot of coins.
Money bags.
I think about like maybe decisions also based off of like stability and security, and not necessarily I do think about like what's gonna also make me happy, but it's like I again, like maybe the idea of like going back to the beginning sounds like kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because I have gotten to a point where it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
especially in New York.
Yeah.
Totally. Respect. Yeah. There's one of my favorite cards in the deck is the very first card in the Major Arcana, and it's the Fool. And it's this man who's walking literally off a cliff with a little dog and like barely any belongings, like a small knapsack, and he's just looking up to the sky like, I can be anyone I want to be today. This is the first day of my life, and he's literally about to walk off a cliff. Like I try to channel that energy constantly, because we do get really wrapped up in like security or must have this title, but it's like, what if you just like walked off a cliff?
Yeah, just carefree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for a second to see what it felt like. And then if that feeling is worth chasing, then actually jump.